Hey guys, how's it going? Culprit here, and today I'm going to bring you a little video talking about something I've been working on lately, and that's adapting my playstyle within the game. Now, you know, everybody talks about this, and usually they're talking about switching from medic to engineer, or don't just play a sniper on a hill all match, but I'm talking about, you know, within the same class, switching your strategy, switching your playstyle, and you'll see me here in the beginning. I play a little bit of a conservative role. I'm staying back a little bit. I'm providing a little bit of an overwatch. Reason being is that while I'm not squatted up with these guys in any, you know, communicative way, I've played with them for about at least 2 matches now, and I can see that these guys are pretty good, and they like to push the MCOMMs really hard. So rather than be the third guy standing around an MCOMM while it's being armed and, you know, potentially us all getting wiped out by a shotgun guy or a grenade, I decided I was going to stay back, provide a little security, a little overwatch. You see me using the smoke, trying to keep everything, you know, keep the enemy from getting any kind of line of sight on my guys, and also to provide them with a spawn point. But luckily, we didn't really seem to need that very much. This is, you know, I'm trying to teach myself to play a little slower. I'm trying to teach myself to play a little smarter, not just rush so recklessly. So this seemed like a pretty good opportunity to try that. You know, obviously you can see they've gone in, they've got it armed. Now I'm just trying to defend it, trying to cut off some lanes. I'm not in the greatest of spots here. Anybody I'm going to get is already on the MCOMM, so I don't typically like the spot this way. So you try to push up. Now this building, on the other hand, is a good spot. You provided some pretty good cover. You can watch that building, which is always a hot spot, and you can cut them off as they're running to the trailer. For this match, I decided to run M416, and unfortunately, I hadn't really used it since pre-patch, so that's why you see I actually still have the foregrip on it. I probably should have taken that off and threw the underbarrel attachment on so I could use the smoke in that way, but, you know, it didn't really seem to bother me too much. I was still effective in picking people off just fine, and I tend to like the Holo scope on these because it gives me just a little bit of magnification in this role where I'm saying I'm staying back a little bit, especially with a medium range gun like that. I tend to prefer that, whereas I prefer the Cobra sight on most other guns. So here you go. You see we have the one MCOMM taken. It's time to move over to A. Unfortunately, right about now I realize I have a problem. I'm pretty much out of ammo. I look at my squad. I see 2 guys are running the same perks, and that's just a huge pet peeve of mine. So I'm kind of a little frustrated. I'm looking for some ammo. Now this is really confusing. Look, that's a support guy. He drops a kit. I turn around thinking it's ammo, but it says it's a med kit. So I was a little confused. So help me out. Was that an ammo kit with a cross on it? Was the guy, did he pick up a different kit? I'm not sure. I was all confused. And I didn't get any ammo when I got near it, so I was assuming it was a med kit. So you see me here, I'm just trying to help my team in some way with some revives, something like that. I don't even have a med pack because I remember I have the smoke. I had just enough to take this guy down, luckily. And I finally get a new gun. But most of the action is pretty much over. We've obviously got both MCOMMs now, and it's time to move on. This is always a tricky spot, though, because you always got that couple guys that hang back, and they try to just pick you off and burn tickets. You always got to be a little careful, but at the same time, you do want to be ready to go as soon as you're allowed to, because that really does help you. This guy just gets me. I almost had him. Almost was able to turn on him. But you can see there's a couple guys still running around at spawn. Here we go, back in the Jeep with my boys, and we are rushing to second base. It worked pretty good the first time, so I spawned right in on him to give it another go. And again, pretty much the same approach. Literally, he's taking a direct approach right down the mountain. But, you know, gotta take it fast, right? So you see me here, I definitely go, you know, the truck blocks me out. I was going MCOMM, guys on it, and again, I decided to take a very conservative approach, try to help my team, try to help secure the MCOMM, just kind of laying some smoke so nobody can see directly. I try to get on that building because, you know, there's always guys up in those windows. So you see, I try to hunker down a little bit. If anybody needs it, I have a spawn point right here, right on the crate. You see grenades flying around. Obviously, my man goes down. I got the revive. So I know this guy's looking. Obviously, you know there's people coming. There's always people coming. I take a quick look at the MCOMM. Taking some heat. I kind of get lucky on that guy. Thought I got him. I don't know how he survives. I don't know what happened with my sight. Obviously, some debris went over my head. I wasn't able to get the kill. It's pretty safe to assume I was pretty frustrated with that one. But we do manage to get that MCOMM, and I respawn in here on the hill. We didn't have a presence in the base. Humvee rolling over the top of me. I'm guessing those probably my squad mates in the Humvee again. I really don't know. I'm just trying to throw some smoke down, but obviously I hit the Humvee, so I smoked myself out. So I got to move, and so I start to push up. I see some guys over there. I'm trying to get that building, got the guy there. Just trying to offer a little bit of support. I'm trying not to run in so fast, be a little slower. I see all the reinforcements running up here. Take a couple of them out. I don't know what these guys are doing over there. Now we got the Humvee there. I had a pretty good team. They had a pretty good presence set up. They were really around the MCOMM. They were playing pretty well, I gotta say. It was, like I said, I wasn't squatted up with anybody in this match, but I managed to find a pretty good team, which is pretty rare these days. So here I'm just trying to cut off reinforcements, make sure nobody gets in. And now we've got it. Time to move up. But again, this is a tricky time, you know, like I said. And you always got guys lingering around like this. You got to make sure you clear the whole base. A lot of times these transition periods can be, the toughest parts because you don't know which direction the enemy's at. Nobody seems to know what the heck's going on. Guys are coming from every direction, and if you let them bleed off a lot of tickets on you, you can be in trouble heading into the next MCOMM. You haven't even started your push yet, and you're down 10, 20 tickets already. It can be tough. I mean, it's a good strategy if they're able to do it, but it's your job to not let them and make sure you clear the base. So here we go. We're pushing for the next one. I don't know why I always like to do the base jump here, just because it's different, it's goofy. But I do see this chopper pretty much land on my head, and I'm like, okay, why not? Don't mind if I do. So I jump in. He's obviously looking for other people. Nobody else jumps in, which is a little disappointing. But, I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's do this. Now, I started to get a little concerned here. I know aggressive angles, and I know the little brother is quite capable of a lot of things. But he seems to be going at a really steep angle to me. I'm starting to wonder if he's just going to drive this thing into the building. So I just bail. I didn't really pre-plan this. Like I said, my approach was to play very conservative and slow, but here you go. I bail out. I find myself, I just make it. So now here's where I'm talking about changing your playstyle. I'm presented with an opportunity, and I see that they're pretty wide open. So let's just push it and get this arm off. At the very least, it's gonna distract everybody else from shooting my guys out of the sky. You see, I'm lucky enough to have a couple teammates that are really there pretty quickly after me. So I was pretty impressed with that. Try to throw down some smoke real quick, just to kind of give us some more cover. I fall a little in love with the smoke. Because I have it, I feel like I have to use it. Sometimes it's probably not the wisest thing to do. But here we go, I'm just trying to cover the MCOMM. Nobody even sniffs it, which is great. So we get that first one off. And then it's time to go get a presence in this building, start clearing it. But you can see that I already have some teammates. The biggest thing probably here is covering that roof. If you can clear that roof, they don't have their sniper, presence, and you can really move around a lot easier. And then from there, like I said, you can go room for room, clearing this building, and then it's kind of just a matter of time, especially with this many tickets conserved already. This base can be a little easier because you don't have the long rundown. I mean, I know you have the jumped, the base jump there, but you don't have that long, wide open run like you do on the first two bases to deal with, where people are just continually getting sniped off. So here's, like I said, I'm trying to push up room for room, trying to clear. This guy just gets me. I fail on my turn, and I go down. But you can see we have the MCOMM armed. We do get it off, and so now it's time to move on to the next one. We really got them on their heels now, but this is where, every time I play this map, this just turns into such just a slugfest. It's just trench down. These two tunnels. This just seems to be classic Battlefield 3 map design, where you just got all these choke points. If you have somebody in a capable tank, they can provide a lot of trouble, and that's exactly what they had. They had a really good tanker, and he was chewing up a lot of our team for a long time. I edited some of it out here because I took some really silly deaths. This was one of them. I should have been much more careful there. I've been preaching playing slow and playing conservative, but here you go. I thought I could maybe pick this tank off here on my respawn. I quickly jumped to engineer, obviously, because it was obvious that we needed it. This tank was really killing us pretty bad. But I got two in it, wasn't able to do it. Got a Rambo revive. What are you going to do, Just trying to get the thing dead. But here you go. I spawn on a friend in the chopper. It worked so good the other time. Luckily, this is a different pilot, though, so I have a little more confidence, although he does get pretty shaky. He is trying the old backdoor approach. Like I said, he's looking a little shaky in this tunnel. Decide, this is a good way to avoid that tank or maybe be able to pick it off. And obviously, I see that everybody runs to the right, and I decide to bail as soon as we're out of the out-of-bounds area. Took cover towards the left, but what I kind of realized is that I don't see anybody over here. So this is what I'm talking about, seizing on an opportunity. It's presented in front of me, and like I said, I don't mind if I do. I'll take it an unopposed MCOMM, especially at the end of the match like this. So we do get the other one armed right away. So I know I have a lot of teammates over there, and that all the attention is brought over there. So I know I can get this MCOMM off. It's just a question of whether I can defend it. And this is probably the key kill for me of the match, because if I die there, that guy's got to probably have a pretty easy disarm. But somehow I was able to hip fire him, and there we go. I got a pretty easy MCOMM to end the match. And we really kind of steamrolled these guys, but I thought it illustrated, playing slow, playing conservative, but when an opportunity presented itself, the both times I kind of jumped out of the chopper, I was able to just recognize that, hey, you got to push, you got to run up and take it. And I did that, and I was pretty happy with that. I got my 2 MCOMM destroys, along with a decent match. I mean, what was I, 12-7? Yeah, something like that. So nothing crazy as far as gun skills, but I thought it illustrated a good way to play Rush, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Once again, guys, I wanted to say thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to reading and answering your comments below like I always do. Thank you to DRMB for letting me post up another video. I'm really having a lot of fun with these. And remember, guys, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, definitely check out my channel, and you'll see a lot more like it. So thanks again, guys, and I hope you're having a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.